Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, we've been running a competition on Facebook today for a Lionel Richie gig that's happening tonight along with John Farnham. And the winners of that Facebook competition are Judy Kovacs, Jason Martin and Natasha Connor. Congratulations. You have won yourself some passes to head along to that concert tonight, and I hope you enjoy yourself. Now, today on the show, three wonderful women. We find out more about a very special organ fundraiser happening in our city with Gillian from Lions, and Nicola Fra is here from Community and Public Health. But first up, it's Kerry Moore from Rural Women New Zealand. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, first, there's something really special I want to talk to you about in a minute, but first of all, I want to find out how things have been going for you in mid-Canterbury, and that's where you are, with all the floods and all the weather we've been having.
Well, the floods we weren't so badly affected by. We're sort of just on the south side of the Rakaia, and we were on the edge of all that weather with the flood storms. So, but we had about an inch of rain, and that certainly held up the harvest and made it a bit more problematical in terms of trying to get things in. And crops like wheat and so on will probably end up having to go into drying silos, so it's an extra cost, so it's a bit of a problem. But prior to that, there'd been quite a big hailstorm go through. It was only a matter of seconds. It didn't last long at all, but it did quite a lot of crop damage. You know, our crops, we lost close to 30% of our wheat, and some of our potato paddocks were badly damaged, so those potatoes will be downgraded. So, you know, it's been a frustrating season for farmers. You know, it started out looking good, all the paddocks looked great, but come harvest time the weather hasn't been very helpful. So yeah, a lot of farmers probably haven't had quite the successful harvest that I've hoped for. That
can't be great financially, especially losing 30% of wheat and downgrading potatoes.
Yeah.
Financially, how much will that set you back?
Yeah, it's quite a large amount. Luckily, with grain crops, you can. We do have grain crop insurance for things like hail, so you do get some recompense for that. But potatoes, you can't insure potatoes, so that's a financial hit.
Oh. That's terrible.
You know, but it's the nature of farming. You know, it's just you're at the mercy of the weather all the time, and it's just the way it goes. So.
Yeah. Well, I think you farmers are wonderful, and I want to talk to you about something that's very wonderful that's happening or has happened to you. You've been appointed to the Associated Country Women of the World UN Committee. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
So what does that mean?
Okay, well, the Associated Country Women of the World, it's a global organisation made up of member societies from about 70 countries. They're representing something like 9 million women worldwide. And it's a 3-year appointment, and the United Nations Committee works directly with the United Nations. We have the Associated Country Women of the World, we call them ACWW for short, otherwise it's a big mouthful. They've had consultative status with the United Nations since 1947, and that enables us to work directly with United Nations agencies, taking forward issues that are affecting women and communities out there in the developing nations throughout the world.
And you're on that committee?
And I'm on that committee.
So are you representing New Zealand?
Not specifically New Zealand, but women and families in rural communities throughout the world, you know, trying to bring those issues forward and get some action happening.
So what does this mean for you? Will you be visiting Geneva? I mean, what's happening?
I've just returned from London yesterday, actually.
Well, you're straight on Canterbury life.
Just returned from London, and we'll go again in October, and then next March we'll probably be in New York at the Commission for the Status of Women, which is held every year in New York at the UN headquarters. Now, ACWW also has permanent representatives at UN sites in Geneva, Vienna, Bangkok and New York, and we're also looking at sourcing a new appointee in Paris.
This is amazing, and you live just out of Rakaia.
I know, isn't it? Do you think you can't have much of an impact on the world just coming from little old New Zealand, but it's amazing how you can, and what I like is just that ability to bring that rural voice forward and raise those issues.
So what are you trying to achieve, especially for women and rural women in New Zealand?
What we're looking at, particularly with the UN Committee, is working through the Millennium Development Goals, which were set up in the year 2000 to have a 15-year lifespan. So over the next year to 18 months, we're starting to look at those and saying, well, look, you know, how much progress has there been? And we're already seeing that on a number of them hasn't been as much progress as would have would have hoped for. So it's like, what's next? What comes next? And the UN's done a lot of work on a new set of sustainable development goals which will carry on from that. And they're in areas like reducing poverty, ensuring education for all children, looking at the health and well-being of women and children, particularly on issues such as child mortality and maternal health and reproductive health, and covering issues like female genital mutilation, forced marriage, some really tough, gnarly issues that really are affecting women.
It's absolutely incredible. It's still blowing my mind that you're from, New Zealand.
I know.
Tell me about the other women who are on this committee and where they're from.
The other women on the committee, we have a woman from New South Wales, and we have Fadzilla, who's from Malaysia, and Gid Louise from Norway, and then Donna from Canada. So we're quite a global group.
Wow.
And just trying to, really work on those issues. And certainly with the New York Forum next March, we'll be looking at running workshops alongside the governmental debate about issues that are coming up at the time.
So will you be blogging about this? I mean, is there any way that people can find out what you're up to?
Certainly ACWW does have a Facebook page and a very good website that charts all the actions that we're taking and the things we're working on, and people can certainly find out what we're up to there.
I think it's great what you're doing. I'm going to certainly follow what you're up to, Kerry. Now, if you'd like to find out more about what actually rural women in New Zealand are up to, you can head to their website, I can't say the word, ruralwomen.org.nz. Stay with us after the break. We discover more about a special organ concert happening this weekend.
Al Jazeera News, international news right off the satellite, bringing you up-to-the-minute coverage of world events. Al Jazeera News, weekday mornings at 6 o'clock, right here on CTV.
Looking for more from your local channel? CTV are online. Our latest listings, on-demand shows, program information, all on the CTV website. We'll see you there.
My son's helped me greatly with my independence now that I've got more mobility.
Mum, I've been looking into stand assist chairs from More Mobility. They recline back with a footrest, then when you want to get out of them, they stand you up. You can even sleep on them. More Mobility can bring one out for a free trial. There's even electric beds too. What do you think? For more range and more expert advice, see More Mobility, corner Clarence and Princess Streets off Blenheim Road.
What a difference more mobility makes.
Hi, I'm Steve and welcome to Carpet Kingdom. At Carpet Kingdom we stock a massive range of carpets, and we're also the largest vinyl stockist in the South Island. And not only do we have an excellent range in store, but you can purchase our stock online. We offer free measure and quotes, we have our own installation team, we ship nationwide, so come on down and see us at Carpet Kingdom, 312 Wilsons Road in Waltham, just off Brougham Street, or visit us online at carpetkingdom.co.nz.
Hurst Auto Dismantlers, your one-stop shop for all your mechanical and car part needs. Our huge premises boasts a large selection of mechanical parts, panels, tyres and glass. Most makes and models are available on site, and if we don't have it, our trusted staff will do their best to source what you need locally and nationwide. So come in and see the team, or just give us a call and save time and money. Hurst Auto Dismantlers, 343 0099.
Arts 21 showcases the vast creative talent and minds that are making a name for themselves in Europe and beyond. Think outside the square with Arts 21. Monday morning at 10:30.
Welcome back. Joining me now is Gillian Stewart from Lions to talk about a very special organ concert happening this weekend. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having us.
Now tell me about this very special concert.
It is an organ recital and it's going to be played by John Dodson, who is the organist for the St Andrew's Church at Rangiruru, and he plays the organ there most Sunday mornings for church. And he is also a member of the organ organisation in Christchurch, and Neil Stocker was dismantling the organ at the Durham Street Methodist Church when the big earthquake hit in February, and he and 2 other people lost their life. So his widow decided to set up a trust to help other people to learn how to build pipe organs, etc. It's a specialised job to do, so hence here in New Zealand we don't have a lot of people to be able to do it, so it's sometimes travel overseas. So this is what's going to be, the recital is going to be on this Sunday at 2:30 at St Andrews at Rangi, and Christchurch Host Lions Club are helping to put bums on seats, please. So we want to get as many people as we can there. The church is a great old wooden church and it can hold up to 700 people. So we're hoping 400, 500 people.
700, we want 700 people there. Because it's all going to the charitable trust, isn't it?
It is. Every dollar that we get in will go there, and this is what happens with Lions. When they do a project for the community, if they raise $500, the $500 goes. So we don't keep any money ourselves, it's all going to the trust itself.
And the admission is $5, so I think you can
$5.
probably imagine 700 people will be there. So what are they hoping to do with this money? I know that you say that Neil's widow would like the money to go to other people to learn how to do this. So who are these people? Young people or people who are, you know, a bit older wanting to do it?
There isn't an age limit on it because anybody can do it. So anybody who's got the passion and want to do it, they want to be able to help to set that person up, because it does cost a lot to go through to learning it. So the trust is hoping that they may be able to announce a first scholarship coming up shortly. So it's all very, very exciting, and we're really proud as Lions to be part of it, to be part of that community to help.
Okay, I've got the poster here in front of me. It says organ recital, popular organ music performed by John.
Yes.
Can't say his last name, so I'm just going to run over
please,
it by
thank you.
John. Tell me about the music that might be put on.
There will be some of the music that I can't pronounce, so like you, I'll cut it down short. But there's one of them is the variations on the Londonderry Air. There's also the Symphony No. 5. There's the last chord. So it's not going to be heavy music, but it's going to be an enjoyable afternoon, starting at 2:30, and it'll only be an hour or so. And you know, for $5, it's great Sunday afternoon entertainment.
Yeah, so it's for all audiences.
All audiences, and as I say, there's 700 seats available.
Yeah, there are certainly plenty. Now, so why has Lions gotten involved with this?
Just through word of mouth and people talking around a cup of tea, and somebody saying that they need to get some money for the trust, and I heard and I thought, well, I took it back to our Lions Club, and the members were really, really keen on this one. So we've put posters around to quite a few of the different churches and organisations, and hopefully everybody will be able to just come along and just listen to it and enjoy it.
Yeah, certainly that story of Neil Stocker and the 2 people he was working with, you know, it really touched our hearts, you know, working on that organ that day. So is that something that, you know, is that one of the reasons you got on board for it?
I think so. There is a lot of people out there still struggling, and there's a lot of, the money could go perhaps somewhere else, but this is very important because this is going to be going on for year after year after year after year for many years to come, and just for one person to be able to benefit, to learn it, that one person can give so much pleasure to so many other people, and that's what it's all about.
Now, there are more the details about this concert that I'll give at the end of our little chat together, but I want to find out what else the Lions is up to at the moment.
The other thing I can suggest, if anybody's got any old spectacles, old glasses, and they don't need them any longer, they can drop them off to me where I work at Chris Healthy Living Pharmacy, corner of Greers Road and Waireki Road, the nice new green and white building, and drop the glasses off there, and we give them to another Lions Club who actually sort them, and they are also given to overseas, to the islands and things around like that for people with Lions. Are very involved with sight, and that is part of what internationally we do. So any old spectacles, we love them.
So reading glasses,
sunglasses.
Anything like sunglasses.
My glasses are due to go there shortly.
Are they?
I've got to get a new pair, so yes, they definitely will be going. So recycling. Fantastic.
So who's looking through them, who's sorting through them, who's grading them to decide the strength of eyes?
We have got a machine with the Ferrymead Lions Club who actually sort them, and they've actually had quite a few international presidents come out and have a look through the while they're doing that. And it's quite not an involved job, but they've got the equipment to test them, and then they just put them in the boxes that need to be for people with different types of eyes that need different types of strengths. So what we don't need, somebody else gets lots of pleasure out of.
Yeah, so where exactly are they heading to overseas?
Mostly around the islands, Pacific Islands, and they also are doing with the island education with the eyesight and things like that.
Okay, that sounds good, Gillian. Now back to the concert. You will be there yourself on Sunday.
I will definitely be there on Sunday, and hopefully people come and please say hello. You saw us on TV. We'd really love that. Thank you.
Exactly, and I'm going to give you one more plug before we go about the spectacles. Where can they drop the spectacles off to?
Chris Healthy Living Pharmacy, corner of Wairaki and Greers Road, any time between 9 and 5:30, Monday to Friday, and perhaps even on a Saturday morning.
Gillian, so good to see you, and I hope the concert goes really well on Sunday.
Thank you very much.
We actually... The tickets are $5 each, but we do have 3 double passes to give away thanks to the Lions Club. If you would like to go on the draw to win one of these double passes, give Marianne a call now, 3777 033, and we'll pop you on the draw to win one of these double passes. And as Gillian says, it is only $5. It's being held this Sunday at the St Andrew's Rangi Ruru Church, 16 Miraval Lane from 2:30 p.m. Stay with us after the break. Nicola Fra is here from Community and Public Health. Join me tonight as I talk to the influential people in and around Canterbury and take a look at what's going on in our community. Tonight at 10, Canterbury Live.
Is this your year to upgrade your existing interior? Then head into Bathroom and Flooring Warehouse for the latest styles in European vanities, showers and baths, all at affordable prices. Bathroom and Flooring Warehouse also stock a large selection of carpets and vinyl for all your flooring needs. To view our full range, head into 159 Waterloo Road, Hornby, or visit bathroomandflooring.co.nz.
Avoid the cowboys when it comes to relocating. Trust A1 Movers, a family business since 1993 that guarantees a professional job every time. We carefully handle and wrap your valued items, ensuring they have a safe journey. Secure storage and insurance options also available.
A1 Movers, the careful, caring, moving company.
Christchurch has its very own enchanted utopia, the Hitching Post. Pop in and see for yourself. A magical assortment of handmade creations, custom-made candles and artwork. Choose from our huge range of water features, garden art and imported giftware. Specialists in handcrafted metal artwork made in store. Nestled on 722 Marshlands Road. The Hitching Post, defining art our way.
CTV News and Weather, first at 5. Be the first to find out about the rebuild, local politics, business, sports, culture and community. CTV News and Weather, first at 5, only on CTV.
Welcome back. Joining me now is Nicola Fra from Community and Public Health. Nicola, it's so good to see you.
You too.
Now tell me about these segments we've been playing on CTV that you've been involved with.
Well, we've been working with some school students and they've been cooking healthy meals for their family, and sort of a small group of the schools that we worked with have been presenting their meals on CTV, so you've probably seen them over the last few months. Yeah.
So how did this all come about? Did the students come to you?
Well, we approached a few different schools and home ec teachers actually, and put to them this idea that they would get the students to design a healthy meal that they would design especially for their family, that keeping in mind the things their families like to eat and that sort of thing. And then they sort of worked along on that meal, and then eventually in the end they took that meal home, cooked it for their family and shared it with their family. Yeah, so it's a really fun project.
It's not every student that gets to go home, cook a meal for your family, then come to your house or, you know, to where you work at Community and Public Health, and then for it to be played on CTV. They're pretty lucky.
Oh, they're really excited about it. The students love it, yeah.
So how did the students get involved? Did you, did they, with the recipes,
yeah.
Do you give them the ingredients? I mean, how does that work?
No, well, the teachers, this year it's actually become an NCEA Level 1 achievement standard. So the practical component of a current achievement standard was that the students would design these meals to cook with their families. And basically the teachers have been working with the students around, talking about budgets and products that are available at that time of year, things their families like, what's on the internet. There's lots of sort of promotions around budget cooking and family cooking at the moment. So they looked at all these different things. And then, of course, it had to work that their brothers and sisters actually liked the things and the ingredients in it. And, it was lots of fun working through all of that. And then in the end of the project, they would actually cook that meal and share it with their family and sort of feedback. So that was really exciting.
Was it trial and error for the students working on these recipes with their teachers?
Absolutely, yeah. And so there's some really funny stories that come out in the videos of the kids cooking, that different things they've tried. And it's been so successful actually that we've designed a student workbook for teachers to use in the classroom when they're teaching it. And we're just finalising sort of the trials with that, and that will be available sort of if other teachers sort of want to get in contact about that. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So that sounds good. I'm sure there's other teachers out there that are wanting to get involved.
Yeah, I think we've got the phone number coming up at some stage.
Yeah,
so
I've got that written down. Now let's look at the family meal situation. It's not always easy to sit down with your family, especially if there's really tempting television programs on.
Absolutely. It's a crazy time of night for any family, is that whole dinner, getting organised sort of time of night. But the research that comes through just shows that if you have as often as you can, if you can cook and sit down with your family together, it has lots of benefits other than just the practicalities of getting a meal over and done with. It can help the health and confidence. And it's so, when you actually do get that chance to sit down and everyone relaxes and talks together, it feels really good, and children especially really enjoy that time to feel heard and take part in the conversation, enjoy a healthy meal, and sort of share that time together. So that's why we wanted to focus the project around eating as a family, because it's a good, healthy thing to do also.
And how important is it to have young people help, the parents cook in the kitchen?
Well, I mean, it's actually, not only does it save you time, of course, if you've got some helpers, but that can be a really neat time when the kids can learn about nutrition, learn about preparation, learn about what's ahead of them in their own families. And often you'll find, I had my wee niece actually help me cook tea the other night, and she wouldn't eat the cooked vegetables, but she would eat a carrot while she was helping me mix things and cook things. And so that they're getting their 5+ a day. It doesn't have to be cooked on the plate when you serve dinner. It's all that sort of stuff that comes in. And the other thing is that they really enjoy that, learning about how to cook and that sort of thing, and it makes them more likely to eat the meal in the end. So I think that's actually a really amazing part of it, yeah.
And what's the important thing of ensuring that your family does come together for the evening meal?
Well, I think there's a few main things to think about. Obviously, try and sort of sit down at the beginning of the week. There'll be nights that you can't do that with sports practices and so on, but talk about nights that are possible that you can all be together to start with. And then other nights, don't just not sit down together because someone might be away. Just sit down with whoever is there that night and do that. The other thing, of course, plan ahead as far as having those groceries in the cupboard, in the freezer, that sort of thing. Try and plan your meals so you know you've got those foods available. And lastly, turn the TV off. You're not going to talk to each other if you're all sitting there watching the TV.
Exactly, Nicola, good point. Now, if you would like to find out more about what Nicola has been talking about, you can give her a call, 351 9880. 351 9880. Now, we do have these 3 double passes to give away to the organ recital happening this Sunday at St Andrews at Rangiruru Church. You can give us a call now, 3777 033, to go on the draw to win those. Now, here is a sneak peek of tonight's What's Happening in Christchurch and Canterbury.
Welcome to What's Happening in Christchurch and Canterbury. I'm Bridget McClellan.
And I'm Nick Kennedy, and welcome to our second series of What's Happening.
This show is designed to feature all the bars and restaurants and cafes that are happening in and around Christchurch and Canterbury.
We get to meet the people behind the scenes, we get to try some of the delicious menu that they have, and of course see what's unique about them.
Behind me is a charming old villa known as Time Cafe, which is a really popular meeting spot for Prebbleton locals and also a great destination for Canterburyans to come in for a coffee. On that note, it is coffee time. Let's go inside and meet Alice and Scott Fraser, the owners. I'm with Scott and Alice Fraser, the owners of Time Cafe. Thanks so much for having us here. What a great spot it is, and the old world charm and the ambience the place has.
Yeah, it's really great. It's a place where people can come and relax and sit down and enjoy the food and the coffee and just take time out of the day. It's not very far away from the city, so it's an opportunity to get away from the city, but feel like you're out in the country, but not have too far to travel.
And a great spot for the Prebbleton locals here too.
Yeah, they love it around here, and it's a great place. Prebbleton is really growing really fast, and the people here are really, really nice. It's one of the reasons why we moved in here about a year and a half ago, and then we bought this cafe back in January. So.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say it's fairly new. You're new owners here, and you're really enjoying it.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it's great. It was, the cafe was part of one of the reasons why we moved here. It's just the ambience of all of the areas. It's just a great place to be.
Yeah, it is. It's a lovely spot, Prebbleton. Now, I was busy looking on the wall over there and looking at some of the old photos, and it's there's a bit of history to this place.
It really is, yeah. It was a long time ago. We had a butcher that came in here way back in sort of the 1920s. His name was John Hartnell, and it went through a series of different name changes, so it became Hartnell and Sons, and then after that it became Hartnell and Brothers. And it was very successful. It provided some very good produce for the locals, as well as canned fruit, meat as well. Yeah. And what happened was about 5 years ago, it was actually became a residence, and then about 5 years ago it was bought and turned into the Time Cafe, and as it is now.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's great to sort of feel that there's a history to the place, and I think only if the walls could talk to think we're actually sitting once in a butchery here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So this is part of that. It was also a residence for the butcher as well. They lived on
next door.
Yeah, that's right.
So the food here is absolutely fantastic. Now, Alice, you're the queen bee of running the place here. Do you want to tell us about the food here?
Yeah, that's chocolate brownie. It's gluten free.
Oh, now that's good to know, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's vegetarian pumpkin frittata.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, and then also gluten-free as well.
That's really good. Yeah. And all the food is made here on site?
Yes.
So nothing's bought in, it's all made here?
Yes.
And I believe your produce is also sourced locally as well?
Yes.
So supporting the community?
Yes.
Another good thing too. So I guess your vision for the cafe, Scott,
Yeah, this place has huge growth potential, and that's what's attracted us to it as a business. So with the area growing so fast, we have to be able to become more efficient in our service, but also better in our service. So our goal is to make it so that everybody has the best service that they can.